Alright, it's Monday afternoon. I had to cut my earlier painting session short since I had to leave. I'm back now and hopefully I'll get a lot more done till it gets dark. The light is slightly different than it was 2 hours ago. It's more subtle, less contrast, softer edges. I believe this video will be viewed after it gets uploaded, not in real time. And I'm doing this in real time, but I did not advertise the time. Wasn't sure if I would be able to get back to this today, but I was able to escape from my daily chores and have some fun here painting. Hope it lasts for an hour or two. So much fun watching how the light affects the local color flowers. I'm not sure where it was reflected off earlier, but this is much subtler now. I don't have sun above me. I don't see sun. It's behind the building and looked like the same condition was 2 hours ago, but no, there was some light bouncing off, not sure what, and that made a little bit more, added more drama to the setup. Of course, this setup is not a bouquet. This is what the nature presented for me, and I am so excited. I'm always waiting for this moment every year to move my studio to the backyard and paint. This is such a fun flower to paint. So I'm zooming in on smaller details. Still continue to be selective. Oops. Still limit my choices, meaning there is a lot more that I see happening out there. I'm extracting the main information. getting some lighter, darker elements. Changing some values, deepening my darks, finding my lights, lightest lights. So this is more cerulean group, and this purple, cerulean purple. Some parts of canvas are already dry, and I cannot really work my wet paint into the dry paint, so I need to mix it up. Dry paint, scrape it off. color of a drying purplish, gray purple, blue for it to capture. Nice cool breeze. Really enjoying my time painting today. Almost perfect weather to be outdoors, like earlier this week. The rotation of some flowers have changed, and some areas that were in the light became shadow and vice versa. And those changes happened since yesterday. Even the shapes of the big hydrangea crowns had changed, not just the smaller elements, the full shape. Really dark cast shadow. And some lighter petal emerging into the light from the shadow. Connecting their cerulean group with this purplish group. Although this petal seems like it's causing me some trouble here. It's it catches light, but it's also at the bottom, emerging from the shadow. And in order to keep it somewhere there at the bottom layer, I need to address the flowers above it. Check my values. And this is on top. This portion of flowers is getting more light. And that stays under. So something to consider. As I push those values apart. A weathering plant might be more fun to paint than a very fresh one. Not only that the colors are becoming more subtle and more complex, also the direction of their petals changes. And I will attempt to get this 3D effect. Some glues in beautiful form here. And yes, this paint was tacky earlier, a couple hours ago, but not anymore. I'm painting pretty much on a dry surface. It's not ideal, but I could work with this. Adding more paint to my brush. So this is a flower that is facing me. There is some part that is under bottom layer, a little darker value, catches light at the end, the edge. So some petal is turning away from the light, and I should change the value here. Some perspective here. So looking at thingy, but at the same time, there's more of a free point of view. And those nuances, those color, different shades, different temperature of colors within one flower. Just amazing. because I cannot wait to get to paint this pink flower here at the bottom. And hope I will get to it today. It's changed color quite a bit. It was much brighter, saturated yesterday, and today not so much, but it's still beautiful. I like playing with this planes, moving sunflowers to the background, bringing forward the other. It's nice play. Still trying to see what I can get here. Oh, the light has changed again. Once again. I don't know if it's visible during streaming. But even sitting in the shadow, I don't get the same consistent light. So most of my flowers are in the light. It's not direct light, but there is light. And when I see a shadow that is describing the form, I grab it. Working into dry paint doesn't really work very well. I guess those areas where the background meets the flower will adjust slightly later. This is not the main goal right now. Just need to get as much information as I can within the time left before the flowers go dead. think the new colonos too, the ones that I already have here. And make sure that those smaller elements stay within those large forms, that they don't break those forms. So, or let's say bigger shape. Let's say there was a big light mass in the front plane here, then there is another one on the side, and that's a bit different value, so I want to keep that, keep it there. And as I add details, I still try not to change the big picture, change the big sense of, change the sense of big planes. So that plane is turning back. Turning away, turning back. And I do see some reddish. I almost wonder if that's reflection from this. Okay, everything is relative. Looks red comparing to this. This looks purple comparing to this. This new light just revealed this. Oh, had to get that. Just really nice kiss of the evening sun. I love long days. I love painting after 5 o'clock in summer. To make some battery change here. This is being recorded on the professional camera as well. And maybe someday I will put the videos together and make them available. The edited version, not the extreme version. scratchy brush. So these guys, they stay in the shadow, bottom side plane. Don't really care about that much, because more information should be in the lights, not in the shadows. Oh gosh, it's a big problem with this brush. Let's see. One more. Don't feel like going upstairs to the third floor. Completing their circle here. It's amazing how those little flowers I arranged, how nature arranged them. Perfect proportions, beautiful structure. Alright, is this the lightest area in my arrangement here? It's one of them, definitely. So nothing should be as, no, I think that would be more, this little petal will be more bright light. And there's another layer under, so many layers. Because we only see the top layer for the most part. Looks like these flowers are having a conversation. Some are invited to join it, and others are singled out and stand by themselves. This is the flower that protests a little bit. It started withering and it's coming, it's detaching itself from the rest of the group. other petal. I could go darker. Even darker. So actually it's a warmer dark. The summer alizarin will do. So bringing this forward, pushing this back, bringing that bottom petal into the background, pushing it into the underplane. Of course, I don't see a contour line as a shape, and it's a darker shape. And again, bringing another petal forward. Keeping this in the background. Using a quite small brush, round, a little bit synthetic, oil painting. Oh, something is approaching me. I can hear the noise. Hope it's not gonna bite me. When I came to Philadelphia, I had no idea I will end up dealing with the wildlife living pretty much in the center city. I've got raccoons, possums, and something really big and scary, which I never get to see, but I hear every night. Scares me so much that I don't really want to know what that is. I have a beautiful family of doves living on top of my new porch. They built a nest and 2 eggs hatched. I watched them raising their babies. They didn't seem to mind having their nest right above the entrance door. Nature's becoming quieter. I guess it's the time when people are returning home from work. Artists are cleaning their palettes, washing their brushes, and ready to leave their studios. Although some of you might have a good light still to work with. I'm outside, so I'll be having light for an hour or more. And we'll stay light till almost 8. But that would be too late to paint. Be the same light. Night light could be very beautiful. I painted white nights a very long time ago. I remember holding after 11:30 p.m. Just wonderful to paint bridges and canals at white nights. I'm conducting my orchestra, my paint orchestra. They are getting some curve here since they are getting dry. It is amazing that hydrangea remains beautiful even after it loses its beautiful color. Looks like a clay sculpture on a bush, isn't it? Well, these guys are not at that stage yet. They're getting there. And I was afraid one more hot 95-degree day is going to kill whatever is left here. But I heard the heat wave is officially over now, so let's hope. It's a nice breeze. A lot of movement here. As I walk back home this afternoon, I noticed some broken branches and one big trunk was lying on the ground. Oh, thank God I was not walking it when that happened. when it fell. Very dramatic difference between today and yesterday. Who knows what tomorrow will bring? I want to step back for a little and see what I've done. Stepping back helps me to see their whole picture. And some mistakes will jump out at me. Things that I want to address, correct, before they dry, before the painting dries. And oil in this heat, it's almost like acrylic paint. Well, today it allows me to work wet into wet, but yesterday was a big challenge. The board absorbed oil like a sponge. Yeah, well, at the end, I really pushed that flower back. It's like, nah, you don't belong to this opera. Stay away. Don't bother us. I'll just move you over. What else? I'd like to draw a little bit. Draw with my paint. I don't need to draw every single petal that I see. Oops, you see some dry paint on my palette. I'm picking it up. Can't go too bright there. I've already established my lightest light. This cannot compete with them. It's light, but it's turning away from us, and I'll leave it, let it be. If you notice, I'm not using curves much. Try painting with straight lines. And I think I can push this value perhaps it's not as pink. It's the right value wrong for. Need to make adjustment. But this flower is so distorted. And I like that. The character. It's like aging gracefully, that's what it says. some birds visiting me here. Some curious birds. They're hiding in the bush, staring at me. There must be a lot of pollen in the air since it rained, poured last night, and it started when I was doing this first live stream. I did not really get a chance to clean my palette when I got back to it this morning. Oh my goodness. I could not figure out what was on top of it. It looked like yellow sandy dust. Must be pollen. I'm not sure. Some remain pink. Okay, crisper edge here. Bringing this flower forward. That is the cord. It's kind of twisted and very geometric. That is not a line, that's the shape that belongs to the next flower. And that one is blue. And amazing. One is purple, another is blue. And even the shape of the petals are different. Funny, but this pink I don't see anymore. Did it turn away from me? Watching this, thank you for joining me tonight. My other unplanned demonstration. I didn't want to try to record, I'm sorry, to stream, not record. I think it's being recorded and would be uploaded later. For people to see in the future. And if I get a chance to show more of this painting process, I would do so over the course of, what is today? Today is Monday, right? So tomorrow perhaps sometime in the afternoon. And Wednesday. I'm studying a character of this upper layer flowers. Zone relationship. Still working quite abstractly. Looks like I lost connection for a little bit. I'm resuming this. Since the camera is behind me, I'm unable to see when I lose my connection, so sorry. This is not supposed to be perfect. I don't know what's going to happen the next 5 minutes. It's very informal, very raw. This is my way of painting, whether I'm streaming or not. I feel it's more fun to stream and focused. Actually, any kind of demonstration keeps me focused and I'm able to paint fast. If I were painting all by myself here, I would be taking coffee, tea breaks, finding other distractions. I'm talking about tea. I'm using my voice. Tea that I made earlier this morning is still here. Didn't touch it much. Okay, so this spiral I should let be, and it might be good to step back. And if I do so, everything behind me will collapse. And you might see my legs up in the air. Okay, so I will try to lean back without getting up and check my drawing, check my values. And again, light has changed for the 100th time today. I'm not sure if you can see that. Looks like camera does not capture very subtle differences. It's actually not quite subtle. The light change that just happened feels like a big bird just over the sun. So maybe it was a cloud. Maybe I'll get a little bit more of this beautiful night sun, evening sun. I don't know what you see on the screen. Do you see more of the blue was cobalt blue or more of a lavender color. I'm sure camera does not really reproduce what is on what is on my canvas right now. Human eye sees camera, and most advanced ones cannot see. Alright, some metal parts, they are fun. They are fun. And they also have light and shadow. Light and shadow. Some texture. Alright, so that's about time to decide, well, how much more I want to say here. I really need to move on to the next. This position is a bit different than what I'm looking at. So you are getting some distortion, and I'm sorry about that. Part of the bush I see differently from a different perspective. Interesting. Some elements that I didn't see before are stepping out. They were hiding. And now they are obvious. It's the light, or the flower is still growing. No. Alright, so still abstract, and I could continue adding some smaller elements, or I would choose to do that later after the paint dries. Yeah, I kind of feel that everything else is so neglected, and eventually everything will be covered. Here come mosquitoes. I'm so glad they didn't bother me. Yesterday, but they are all over me right now. The wind brought mosquitoes. finishing some edges. Some emerald, very tiny bit emerald at the very top. Blending out. So one leaf that is, it started to twist. There's definitely no flatness about this colors, about this flowers. Turning, twisting, tilting. Anything they want. Constantly changing. Constantly. What I'm looking at now, I did not see 2 hours ago. And that's fine. This is part of experience, outdoor painting experience. If I did in-studio work, the still subject, I would have everything covered, at least one layer paint everywhere. Color notes, very abstract. I wouldn't be developing one area that as long as I do this flower until later, until all the value color relationships, the design works. You have to have a different strategy when I paint flowers. They don't give you much time. I think I'm better off painting the bush rather than hot flower. They will last longer. They will change, but they will last longer. And one naughty little flower coming out from underneath. Underneath this soloist. And this is the soloist of this group, I'd say. And as I was painting it, it decided to turn away from me. And since it did that, that light is no longer light, it's more a raking light. So I'm making this change and I'm not sure if that's something that I didn't notice before, or the light was different, or the flower was different. I guess I can blame all of these aspects, not myself, of course. Well, it is the end of the day, and yeah, I'm human, getting tired. I don't want to quit while I have this opportunity to work without distraction. It seems like my distraction is hiding somewhere in the living room. I'm being entertained by his grandmom. This top layer, top plane. This is more of an unplane. Changing value. Oh, I see more of a bluer color notes in that darker area. Cast shadow. Okay, so like I said earlier, the information in the shadow is not as important as in the lights. I will make the lights talk. Possibly close, but not that bright. Should be careful then. There's a darker edge here, but the petal itself is not bright. It is the brightest. And I see some green. Part of this flower is turning towards the light more than the rest. Hello, you. Your lightest petal. Keep pushing you lighter and lighter. But I don't want to make you white. Squinting. Lighter light. Secondary light. Right. But do I want to isolate it as much as I have? So it's coming out. Going in. Tomorrow, most of this will be dry to the touch, just a little. Therefore, I'm trying to get as far as I can. Move along. Finish this. Finish painting this crown. Let's give it a storm here. Cannot help it. I had to bring some brighter element. And I think I could glue there. no. Now this is not the right value. I'm trying to get the right color. This is close. Some warm purple. Purple that has yellow in it. Interesting. Lemon. Something started flying. Alright, who wants to be a soloist? Shall I give you a chance to sing here? Just a little bit more singing. Make it a duet. Yeah, very interesting flower. Very interesting shape. to get more volume here. Just looked a little bit flat when I squint. The values of those petals are pretty much the same. There's not much rotation going on. It's important to see where it's important to place the middle, the little blue the dot in the middle of the flower. It's not always easy to figure out where the middle is. Because there's a lot of rotation going on here. Okay. Takes a long time to clear, isn't it? Oh, well. Takes a long time to start painting, that's for sure. Alrighty, I believe this is it for today. Good night, everybody. See you tomorrow.